Shawn Oakman. In 2017, you couldn't scroll through Twitter or social media without seeing this guy's scary-ass picture. I mean, look at this dude. He looks like he's straight from Create a Player in Madden. But this picture was taken when Baylor was on the national stage in the 2015 Cotton Bowl game against Michigan State. That year, Oakman had done nothing except absolutely live up to his hype and exceeded all expectations, and had risen to the top to become a top 10 pick in the up-and-coming 2016 NFL Draft. But as fast as his rise to fame was, his tragic and misfortunate downfall is just as unforgettable. Growing up, Oakman played so well at his high school that he was able to commit to his dream college in Penn State. While not growing up in the best household with his mom battling a cocaine addiction, along with being in and out of prison, this led Oakman to be in and out of a homeless shelter, but by signing with Penn State in 2011, it would be his way out and he was ready. And not only was he ready, but one coach was so excited that he pulled over to the side of the road and started yelling. Fast forward to 2012, during the dark days of the Penn State Sandusky scandal, longtime head coach Joe Paterno was fired, and Penn State had just brought in Bill O'Brien. Coach O'Brien had a strict zero-tolerance policy, and just months into his coaching, Oakman found himself kicked off the team after just stealing a sandwich and was forced to transfer. And only one school was willing to give this freak of nature a shot. But before he could step on the field due to the rules of transferring in 2012, Oakman had to sit out a year and was the backup for the majority of that year. That is until 2014, when Oakman absolutely jumped onto the scene. Then, this one game changed his life forever.
In the Cotton Bowl, you actually became an internet sensation. A meme went viral of you looking pretty intimidating. What did you think about that picture?
It was a great picture. Shout out to Cowboy Stadium and their big old TV.
And after this game, the media couldn't get enough of him, talking about his height and his size, and even pets Oakman had. And by the summer of 2015, was literally larger than life. And because of that picture, some had even projected him to become the #1 overall pick. And he had landed Baylor in the top 5 of the national rankings that year. And after starting 8-0 and jumping as high as #3 overall, they dropped the last 3 out of their last 4 games. But that was the least of their worries.
The sex assault scandal at Baylor University is more widespread than first reported. 60 Minutes Sports has now learned that since 2011, 19 football players have been accused of abuse against 17 women.
And just after leaving Penn State in the midst of a scandal, his new school was in one, but it was worse. Oakman was a part of it.
Baylor defensive end Shawn Oakman was accused of sexual assault earlier this month, and it apparently isn't the first time he's had a brush with the law. According to a Waco police report obtained by Rivals' Alex Dunlap, Oakman was accused of assault by an ex-girlfriend in 2013.
And after his play had fallen off and now was projected as a late-round pick, it only got worse. Due to this news, NFL teams didn't dare try to get Oakman. Just 3 days before the NFL draft, a female came out and made these allegations against Oakman and didn't just ruin his football career, but his life.
I wasn't able to say nothing.
Never said a word.
Not a word. And so it's just, he's this, he's that, he's that. And I just got to sit there. We're going to see. We're going to see. That's all you can really say.
And Oakman was facing second-degree charges. And due to that, every NFL team took this young man off of their big board, and I don't blame them, and neither does Oakman.
Where were you when that happened?
I was in bed. Roommate was calling me. Stayed at a friend house. Roommate was calling me. I'm so on cloud 9 at this time of my life. It's like, call me like 7, 8 a.m. Hey, bro. The cops at the house. I'm like, bro, what you do?
Yeah.
He said, they're not here for me.
He knew that facing these charges, teams wouldn't want to draft him. But what makes this situation worse is she lied.
Get to the house, they say, you know such and such? Yes, I do. Were you with such and such last night? Yes, I was. Well, she accused you of such. Really? I don't believe it. Immediately called her twice. No answer. Called my agent next. This girl accused me. What should I do? Give me a lawyer number. Call a lawyer. Don't say nothing to the police. Let them do their investigation. And that's that. Me being so naive. Me thinking I'm bigger than what I am. Okay, I'm gonna let them do an investigation. I'm not worried about anything.
Yeah.
According to this article, him and this girl had some off-field activities, if you know what I mean. So, one night, this girl had reached out to Oakman and asked if they should go out to a party. And keep in mind, Oakman was never a partier and even said,
I went to Baylor to change my life. All that partying and BS I did at Penn State, that all went away.
but that night he decided he would go out and had a few drinks and they headed back to her place. Did the deed and you know how it goes. But it gets worse.
Knew
Yeah.
that you didn't do it. And they wanted you to take a plea deal, right?
They wanted me to take it. They offered me probation, like 3-year probation.
And you refused. Why?
You gonna offer me probation? And on the other hand, you offer me 20 years. Something wrong with that picture. You don't get somebody 20 years and then offer them probation. It just doesn't equate.
Although he did graduate in 2015, he was still battling these allegations. And while having that harsh label and allegations, he was able to find a packing job packing diapers for $11 an hour. But due to constantly being in the news, he could barely maintain a job. Hell, one job even fired him for looking him up and doing research and saw what was happening with him. They fired him. And in the midst of all of this, getting in and out of jobs, was preparing for his long-awaited trial after turning down a plea deal and would be facing either 20 years in prison or able to walk free. But on February 25th, Shawn Oakman's trial began and both sides made statements to the jury. But the one that stuck with the jury was the one presented by a digital forensics specialist and would be what swayed the jury after a 2-hour deliberation.
She deleted 3 text messages from her phone. They were the ones between her and Shawn that night where she reached out to him first. And I thought that was important for the jury here. And the scientific evidence was inconsistent with what she told the nurse.
They found Oakman not guilty, to which Oakman said this after winning the case. I was lifeless, and I thought I was done, but I always knew I was innocent. This all could have ended years ago. I had friends, or people I thought were friends, drop me. I could have even taken a plea and probation, but I knew I didn't do anything wrong.
It's still not over. There's still darts and backdoor shots being taken, you know? Even though I'm exonerated, it's not like I'm getting my food on the silver platter. They still want to see me grind. They still want to see me suffer. They still want to see me struggle.
People don't really know though.
No,
You didn't walk out with a big blank check.
No,
They just said you're exonerated.
They say you free.
And here you go. What did they give you?
They didn't give you nothing. They give you paperwork to sign, say you ain't got to report to the state no more.
And shortly after winning this case, he earned a workout with the Saints, but never got a call back. And earlier in 2021, signed with the Canadian football team. And although hasn't had a shot in the NFL yet, will always be remembered at Baylor, not only for this picture, but his absolute insane stature on the field, as well as his fight off the field.
They slander my name. They fire my coach. And I felt like all that was on me. We coming for everything. We coming to get everything back. Because everything is ours. And it should have never been taken away.